Hi, I'm John. Welcome to Wildfire Kitchen. This is my new YouTube channel that I've just started up as something to do in my spare time, which I have a lot of now. What's it all about? It's all about cooking, particularly cooking with fire. I've got a little motto, Uri Omnia, which means burn it all. Hopefully you don't burn it to a crisp. What we're talking about there is putting a nice char on meat, char on vegetables, char on fruit, char on everything to give it that wonderful smoky flavour that you get from that. I want to cook at home in my garden, which I've been doing quite regularly lately. I'm going to be cooking out in the wild at various sites in and around Wales and maybe further afield one day. And I just want to be able to cook anything I could cook at home out in the wild. So if anyone's got suggestions, I would welcome them. That would be fantastic. I really just want to be able to get out there, cook fun stuff, share some videos, share some bloopers. I'll probably be injuring myself regularly through burning myself and cutting myself. Why am I doing this? Essentially, there's a thing I heard recently, and I've heard it before, and it's one of those inspirational things, but it really is true, is what would you do in life if you couldn't fail? So I really thought about it, you know, if I couldn't fail, what would I do? And there's sort of a few things I really love doing. One is cooking, one is writing, and one is being outside. And I thought, well, this is a great way to combine all three, share it with people as genuine passions of mine, and hopefully it'll be fun and interesting for people, and people can go out and copy what I cook, use my recipes, make comments, make suggestions. That'd all be really welcome. One of the things that's brought me to cooking in particular is, as a teenager, I lived in a pub with my parents who ran a kitchen. I used to help my mother in the kitchen quite often when I wasn't in school, but particularly that it was a little rural country pub in West Wales. We would have regular lock-ins, often on a Tuesday and a Friday, where the old regulars would sit and chew the fat for hours on end. And usually sometime around 1 o'clock in the morning, one or two of them would turn to me and say, so Johnny, any chance of a snack? And I would rub my hands together, absolutely no problem. I'd be into the kitchen. I'd usually cook them burgers of some kind, using any ingredients I could find, and I would always try and go through that ritual in a way that I presented them a burger that looked absolutely amazing, with, you know, dressings, with trimmings, and they'd always go wow, and they'd eat their burger and say it was the best burger ever, and it was a great feeling. I mean, to be honest, these guys were so drunk I could have presented them with a dog food sandwich. They'd have eaten that and probably said it was amazing. So it probably doesn't speak so much to my skill as a chef as it does to their ability to consume copious amounts of alcohol on a regular basis. So that's what it's going to be all about: camping, cooking, being outside. What I want to try and do is cook food that you wouldn't think you could cook outside. So I'm going to be really experimental. I've already done a few things here in my garden that are quite experimental. For example, yesterday, and I'll post a tutorial for this, I cooked Korean short rib, also known as galbi, which I then ate with great gusto. If anyone's eaten Korean beef short rib, you can only eat it with gusto because it's unbelievable food. And that's really what it's all going to be about, is unbelievable food, hopefully cooked quite well in unbelievable places in and around Wales and maybe further afield one day. And I just hope you all really enjoy. So thank you and stay tuned.